Hello there, my name is Mankaran Gill, and today I'm going to talk about my language and multiliteracy learning experiences. So, to start with, I was born and raised in a small village in the state of Punjab in northern India. As John PJ has beautifully described, that language is an aspect of child's overall intellectual development which happens in sequential and universal stages. So the first language that I was exposed to was Punjabi. That's my mother tongue, and the first word my mother recollects that I spoke was ma. That literally translates into mother. I remember when I was young, my mother and my grandmother used to tell me poems, stories, rhymes, especially my grandmother, who used to tell me a bedtime story almost every night. One of the stories that I still remember was the story of a bundle of sticks that teaches us unity and how collective strength can be beneficial and how should we work in a family and how it is an overall healthy practice. This links up to Jerome Berners' interactionalist theory, where he tells the interactions between the child and the adult caregiver for the acquisition of language learning. That is, the adult caregiver's attitude and the attentiveness that they offer the child in order to promote the productive language learning habit. When I was around 2 years old, I was introduced to Hindi. Hindi is the most spoken language in India, and most of the TV kids programs are produced in Hindi. Even though Hindi was not spoken at my home, but due to its similarity to Punjabi and my interest in watching kids TV program, especially I used to love watching Bob the Builder and Dora the Explorer. They were dubbed in Hindi back in India. I was really interested in watching them, so I slowly started understanding Hindi on my own, which just solidifies Noam Chomsky's nativist theory that all children have an innate language acquisition capacity, that they can learn new languages when they are young. When I was around 3 years old, I started going to kindergarten, and where I was introduced to English. As India being a past British colony, and the education system, a national styled education system first developed by the British, India still to this date has English as its first language taught in schools to the children. I still recollect that I was taught with picture books that cited A for an apple, B for a ball, and C for a cat, which is the central idea of Mikhail Batkin's dialogic theory of language, which invites teachers to contemplate the complexity of dialogue that takes place every day in early year settings. Then, in the first and the second grade, we were exposed to Punjabi and Hindi respectively. We were exposed to the grammar and literature aspect of these languages. We used to have oral, verbal, and written exams of these languages, which I always found them to be easy because we were exposed to these languages daily in our conversations, communication, in songs, in movies, and etc. But on the other hand, it was a little bit tough. It was a little bit tough and stressful for English, as we were only exposed to English when we were in the school, not anywhere else. So, however, many years later, when I decided to move to Australia, I felt that learning English all those years were well worth the effort, and it offered me a great opportunity in my life. This experience has shaped who I am today, and it will be useful when I work with young children in the early childhood sector. As Connor argues, we can set on a positive path from the beginning, implementing the early years learning framework and promoting the outcomes which contributes significantly to children becoming literate and learn lifelong skills.